10 haunted forests in New South Wales. I've been camping in a lot of forests in New South Wales, so I want to see. I want to see if I accidentally camped in a haunted forest. Ooh. Oh no, it's a skeleton man. He's gonna get me. Subscribe.
The bright skies of New South Wales lie forests where the light doesn't quite reach.
Wait, this is the Blue Mountains. This is where I've seen ghosts.
To hold its breath.
I have seen ghosts here.
Tree line, and the world changes. Sounds are muffled. Shadows twist.
Just by the way, this isn't a picture of an Australian forest. These aren't Australian trees, so I don't know why he's showing them.
Ways they shouldn't. And the wind carries whispers that know your name. Tonight, we wander deep into the wild heart of NSW.
Okay, this is like the temperate rainforest that you get. This looks like sassafras. I don't know what those other trees were. I mean, they could be Australian trees. I just didn't recognize them straight away, so I don't know. Hello, Hyperbovian.
Woodlands that guard their secrets with roots, branches, and restless spirits.
Yeah, this is Australia, I think.
Places have been feared for centuries. Others hide tragedies the land refuses to forget. 10. Belanglo State Forest, Southern Highlands. The first thing you notice here isn't the beauty of the tower.
Oh, this is where Ivan Milat, the backpacker murderer, he used to pick up hitchhikers, like backpackers, like tourists, you know, hitchhiking around Australia. And this is where I used to take them to go, good night. This is where he used to good night them. Ooh, backpackers.
Towering pines, it's the silence. Belanglo State Forest has a reputation that even locals speak of in lowered voices. In the 1990s, this place was forever stained by the crimes of the backpacker murderer.
When it's a state forest like this, it means it's a pine plantation, right? This is like our commercial forestry, because these types of pines, they're not native to Australia, but we grow them for like, it's our forestry industry.
Milat, who buried his victims among these trees. Since then, the forest has become a symbol of unease, and those who venture in after dark often report feeling followed. The wind through the needles sounds almost like breathing. Some say they've seen figures dart between the trunks, never fully visible, but enough to make your skin prickle. Others have stumbled upon crude campsites deep in the woods.
Yeah, but people just camp there. I used to camp heaps of weird places.
As if the owners vanished mid-step.
Some people just litter.
Whispers of phantom screams echoing through the valleys.
Oh, it's because you know what happened there.
That grows the deeper you go. Whether it's the ghosts of the victims, the lingering shadow of Milat's evil, or something older that the forest hides.
The forest isn't old though.
Where even the bravest.
Let me just double check this. Because I would like, I'm 99.9% sure these aren't Australian trees. Many plantations in Australian state forests feature non-native exotic Pinus radiata. Yeah, so they're not native. So how can the forest have ancient powers if it's like the oldest state forests have only been going for 100 years? So I don't believe that. Anyway, some American person wouldn't know what is and isn't a native to Australia, but it's pretty evident. You only really see them in like, you know, established European type gardens. I mean, Australia does have native pines, but they don't look like that. Australian trees are like very unique. This is like very, you know, Europe. It's giving Europe or North America or something like that.
Rarely linger past sunset. And if you do, you might find the forest knows exactly where you are. 9. Wathagen's National.
You know what? I just remembered. I have a new keyboard. I got a new keyboard this morning, like a mechanical keyboard that's like all pretty and lights up and stuff. So if you see me using the like the screen computer, yell at me because I do have a real keyboard. I just got used to not using it. Hello, Cold Cheese. Good to see you.
National Park, Hunter Region.
Watagan.
By day, the Wathagens are a place of lush green beauty, with mossy boulders and waterfalls that seem almost enchanted. But as dusk falls, the atmosphere changes. This park sits on land sacred to the Awabakal and Darkinjung peoples. steeped in ancient stories and spiritual significance. The rock carvings here are thousands of years old, and some say they mark places where the spirit world brushes against our own. Bushwalkers have reported sudden drops in temperature on warm nights. Shadows.
Yeah, this is part of the Greater Blue Mountains National Park. It's not like the Blue Mountains, but like there's like 5 national parks that make up the Greater Blue Mountains National Park World Heritage Area, and the Hunter Valley is a part of that. So this is, yeah, technically, if you want to be very technical, it's considered part of the Blue Mountains, which like I don't like that because I only like consider the city of Blue Mountains the Blue Mountains. It annoys me when people don't use it properly, but yeah, I mean, technically.
Moving against the direction of the light, and voices speaking in languages they cannot understand.
Yeah, this is Australia. We're looking at the most haunted forests in New South Wales, which is where I'm from. I've camped at a lot of these places, so I want to see if I'm crazy about any of the spoopy stuff I've seen when I've been camping, because I like to go camping by myself a lot because I like peace and quiet and other people annoy me. Plus, whenever I go camping, one of my friends always starts whinging and like starts getting all princessy about how uncomfortable they are, and I'm just like, drink more alcohol, then you won't be uncomfortable, you know?
Are stories of hikers hearing footsteps just behind them, only to turn and find nothing. Others claim to have been escorted out of the forest by unseen presences, as if being firmly but politely told to leave.
I don't think so.
The most unsettling tales come from campers who have woken to find their tents unzipped from the outside, yet no signs of animals or humans nearby.
I just want to say most Australians drink a lot of alcohol when they're camping, and a lot of these things can be explained by, I was drunk and I thought that I zipped the fly of my tent up, but I didn't actually. Like, you know, it is a stereotype about Australians that we're all alcos, but I mean, is it a stereotype? Well, I guess it's a stereotype for a reason, right? I'm not saying we're all alcoholics, but I'm also, you know, not saying that. So, you know, I will cop to being somebody that especially if oh, you got up to piss it, yeah, you got up to have a slash and you didn't close the tent again, and that is something that people do as well, especially if you're drinking alcohol. Like, how often do you have to go? Do you have to go have a wee when you're drinking? It's pretty often. So yeah, you have haunted forests in Alabama, or I bet the ones in Alabama are nice. Drunken ghost hunt, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
In the Wadigans, it's said that if you don't show respect to the land and to the spirits, you won't be welcome for long.
Well, look, I am somebody that is anal about taking care of the bush when I go camping. Like, I will yell at people that like leave their rubbish in the bush. I will take it out of the bush myself. Like, especially if I go to a drive-in campsite, maybe where there's like a dirt road in or out. But sometimes I've had to hike with other people's rubbish because they've just left their rubbish there. I'm not like one of those like save the planet carbon footprint chicks, but definitely like I will always leave my camping site like I haven't been there. You know, I'll make sure that I take everything out with me, and it pisses me off when people just trash places. But yeah, you should, like, even if you don't believe in, like, you know, the local Aboriginal legends about stuff, which I do. I think they're cool. And there's definitely something very magical about the Australian bush. I personally find it very serene. I've never been to a site and felt like I need to leave, but maybe if you do believe in that type of stuff, maybe the spirits are like, oh, this chick's cool. You know, she just wants to come here and relax. Like, I am somebody that just zones the fuck out when I'm in nature. You know, I just dissociate and I find it really relaxing. I'll just lie on a rock and stare at the sky for like 10 hours and not really know where the day went. Like, I'm one of those people. I just find it very relaxing.
8. Noon State Forest.
This is where I saw the wombats. Remember I told the story about when I was in high school and me and my high school boyfriend, we drove out to the glowworm cave at Nunes. So Nunes is like a ghost town. It used to be along an old railway line, and there's an old abandoned train tunnel and it's full of glowworms. So you go there. And we were driving through the ghost town and we saw like 3 or 4 mummy wombats with baby wombats, and they were all crossing the road together, and it's still the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I love nudes. All right, this is out near Lithgow, which is just the plains at the other side of the Blue Mountains. So you go over the Great Western Highway, and as you go down, like not Mitchell's Pass, what's the other one called? Like the Mount Victoria Pass. As you go down the windies and you get to the flats, it's kind of just there.
Valley, hidden in the rugged landscapes near Lithgow.
Lithgow
is surrounded by steep cliffs and ghost towns from the coal mining days.
I have been camping here. I've been camping in all these places. This is cool.
The ruins of the old shale works still stand in silence. And at night, the wind carries a low moan through the valley. Locals tell of strange lights moving in the distance.
Yeah, they're the glowworm caves.
Other times,
it's the glowworms.
glowing orbs that hover among the trees. There's an old story about miners who died in sudden rockfalls. Their bodies never recovered.
I think this is Castle Ruins.
Have reported hearing the distant ring of pickaxes and the faint sound of men calling to each other underground. Long after the mines were sealed, drivers passing through the forest at night.
I will tell you what I've seen in this general area. When I've been camping. You know, not too far from here. You know, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes from here. It wasn't like European. It was definitely like Aboriginal, maybe like nature spirits or dreamtime spirits or something. But I did see like these very tall, shadowy silhouettes, and they weren't shadows because they were just like up, like they were just in midair, and they were very tall, maybe like, you know, twice the height of a man, so maybe like 12 foot high or something like that. And they were just kind of didn't make sense with the light, if that makes sense. Like there was no reason for there to just be these random shadows. And the tall watchers are dreamlike. Yeah, well, I think it was something like that. And I know that Steinbeck talked about like the tall, like shadowy watchers, I think in the mountains of California. So yeah, maybe they're just like some type of like nature spirit or something, and we have them in Australia too. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely saw something like that. And again, like it wasn't menacing or it wasn't scary. It didn't make me feel like I wanted to leave. It was just sort of like, oh. You think they're like sort of like a dryad? Yeah, they definitely seem like they're like a forest spirit or something, right? They definitely just seem chill. They're probably just like, you know, maybe they're like the Ents and they're just sort of patrolling their forest. And they're like, oh, look, they see me and they go, look, there's a little hobbit. And they just keep on going. Who knows? But yeah, I have definitely seen stuff in this area, but I don't think it was like anything European. I think a lot of people go out looking for ghosts and then they psych themselves out into thinking that they've seen ghosts a lot of the time. No, that I do believe in the supernatural, and I do believe like that people have a soul, and I do believe that like bad events and stuff like that can leave scars in the energy of places and, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, I don't think Nunes is like full of like the ghosts of miners. I just don't. I've been there quite a few times in the middle of the night when no one else has been there, and it's been fine. We just went and looked at some glowworms. It's like, and some wombats. It's not that bad.
Figures standing by the roadside, staring with hollow eyes, only to vanish when approached.
No, I don't believe in that.
Here behave oddly. Kangaroos freeze and stare into the trees as if tracking something you...
Yeah, I've driven through this ghost town maybe like 10, 15 times. It's fine. Like, I am somebody that's very I would say I'm a very sensitive person to like energies. Like if sometimes I'll meet somebody and I'll say to my friends, oh, this person gives me a bad feeling. I don't like them. And my friends will be like, oh no, they're cool, blah, 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 blah. And then 2 years later, that person will always be shown to be the biggest piece of shit ever. And everyone was like, how did you know? How did you know? And I'm like, I don't know. They just, something about them was off. Like, I feel like I am very intuitive, and I've never felt anything driving through Noons. I think people just know that it's abandoned and they're like, oh, there must be ghosts here. It looks creepy. There must be ghosts. It's like, nah, calm down. Calm down.
And when the mist rolls in, it swallows the road so completely that you could be the only living soul for miles. Or one
Yeah, it's peaceful.
among many unseen. 7. Monga National Park, the rain-soaked labyrinth, deep in the southern tablelands. Monga National Park is a tangle of ancient temperate rainforest.
Oh yeah, it's
Giant
beautiful.
tree ferns spread overhead like green umbrellas. It's beautiful. Yes, but beauty doesn't keep you safe here. Locals whisper that the forest doesn't just watch you.
I've been camping here. It feels like you're going to see a dinosaur when you're camping here. It looks like, you know, it looks like Cretaceous, like era rainforest. It looks so beautiful. And you just expect, like, you know, a Diplodocus or something like that to just, a Brontosaurus or something just to sort of appear out of the scrub and say hello. It kind of looks like that. But yeah, it's beautiful. I didn't find it creepy at all.
It remembers you. The Yuin people hold this land sacred, and its history stretches far beyond the arrival of Europeans. On mist-heavy mornings, some hikers say the tracks seem to shift, leading them in circles until they feel an unseen hand guiding them back.
Yeah, but isn't that just that you're really shit at orienteering and you maybe shouldn't be in the bush if you can't tell your ass from your elbow? Like, I don't know, maybe it's because my dad was in the Navy and the Army and he taught me how to use a compass and he taught me how to find north by using a watch and the sun. Like, I don't know. I know they say that chicks are like bad at direction, but I've had a better sense of direction than every man I've ever dated. I have to tell them when they're driving in the wrong direction. And they're like, oh yeah, we are driving back towards the city. And I'm like, yeah, we're going that way. We live that way. Like, what are you doing, mate? And I have a good sense of direction. But the thing is, like, you can't blame ghosts because, like, you're shit at life. You know what I mean? Get good. Get good, losers.
Others speak of voices calling softly from the trees, sometimes familiar voices of loved ones who aren't there. When rain falls, the sound becomes hypnotic, and there are tales of people vanishing after stepping off the trail, chasing.
Yeah, it's called getting lost.
They could hear.
Don't leave the trail if you don't know where the fuck you are. That's just
Haunting
dumb.
Singing Stones rock formations
Ooh.
that emit a low hum when touched. Scientists blame resonance and moisture, but those who have heard it say the tone feels alive, as if the stones themselves are speaking.
Well, they might be.
The forest doesn't just surround you, it draws you deeper into itself.
This looks like my parents' backyard. My parents live in the Blue Mountains, and they have a rainforest gully behind their house that looks exactly like this, except it has a waterfall and a creek going through it. It's really nice. My family moved to the Blue Mountains when I was like 12, so I lived there for like 5 or 6 years. And I just got really, really, really good at hiking and camping, and it's something that I really miss, obviously, because of my lupus. I can't really, go hiking and things like that. I especially can't go hiking during the day, and I really miss camping. I really miss it a lot. It's just so quiet. I usually like to go by myself too, because whenever I brought friends, they always are like, oh, I want to go home. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm not comfortable. It's like, yeah, we're sleeping on the ground. It's not comfy. Just, get in touch with the vibes, man. Get drunk. And that's the other thing, right? You drink enough alcohol that you don't notice that you're sleeping on the ground. It's like, it's fine.
And some fear it might not let you go. 6. Piliga Forest.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Covering over 500,000 hectares. The Piliga is one of the largest forests in New South Wales.
How don't I know
It has
it?
a reputation that makes travelers think twice before stopping at night. The Gamilaroi people tell stories of a spirit woman who roams the forest edges, warning the unwary. But in more recent
Where is it?
decades, It's been associated with the mysterious Piliga Yowie, a towering, ape-like.
It's a yowie, not a yowie. Just by the way, he's talking about yowies. I don't know why you said yowie, but it's not a yowie, it's a yowie. And Cadbury make these chocolates called yowies, and they're super cute. So whenever anyone says yowie, it's supposed to be like an Australian Sasquatch or like an Australian Bigfoot, that type of thing. But I'm surprised he didn't talk about it when he was talking about the Blue Mountains, because the Blue Mountains are supposed to be like their main habitat. The yowie, not the yowie, just so you don't embarrass yourselves if you're talking to any Aussies. They're yowies, not yowies.
Creature said to stalk campers and drivers. Truckers have reported pacing footsteps outside their cabs, heavy and deliberate in the dead of night. Campers hear guttural growls in the darkness, accompanied by the snap of
It's
branches.
probably a possum.
Nothing is visible in the beam of a torch.
It could be a possum or a koala. Have they? Oh, it's inland from Newey. I probably have been there then. I probably have. I've been camping a lot near Newcastle, so I probably have. I just didn't know it was called that.
There are also accounts of spectral lights weaving through the trees, vanishing the moment you try to follow. Some locals say the forest has moods calm, oppressive the next, and that if the wind carries the sound of a woman crying, you should leave immediately. The Piliga doesn't just feel remote, it feels alive.
See, if I heard a woman crying, my instinct is just to call out, "Hey, love, are you okay? Do you need anything?" And if there's no answer, I'll be like, maybe it's a bird. Because there are birds that sound like, people crying. There's all different types of weird-ass sounds in the bush. Different types of owls, especially, like, owls that you never see. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, things that are... a lot of birds and stuff that you don't necessarily hear in urban areas. You might only hear magpies, you might only hear cockatoos, you might only hear like different types of parrots and this, that, and the other. So maybe there's certain like species of owl that you'll only hear like deep into like the forest because they only hang out in the forested areas. So a lot of people think like they're hearing people screaming, or they think this, that, and the other, and what it is just inexperience in the bush. Yeah, the only spoopy things I've had happen in the bush haven't been scary. Like I said, in the Blue Mountains National Park, I would always see that little pale white girl with dark black hair in a white dress out of the corner of my eye, but she wasn't scary. She wasn't menacing. She was just always there in my peripheral until I turned to look at her, and then there was nothing there. So yeah, and those tall, black, skinny, like black shadow things, which I think if they were anything, they were probably like, some type of like Aboriginal nature spirit, or, some type of indigenous something. But yeah, none of it was scary. And also, you know what? I could have just been really hungover and dehydrated, because I do like to drink a lot when I go camping. It's, it's relaxing. I like to be one with the earth, Get in there.
The land itself is measuring whether you belong. 5. Barrington Tops.
I've been to Barrington. This is Barrington Tops National Park is also near Newcastle. It's also near Newcastle, and this is like Gondwana. So if you know the supercontinent Gondwana, this is like this is preserved Gondwana forest. So this is literally the forest that the dinosaurs used to walk through. I've been here. It's really nice. It's really, really, really beautiful, like thick rainforest. It's so beautiful.
High in the Great Dividing Range, Barrington Tops is known for its winter snowfalls and alpine wilderness. But beauty turns treacherous here when the mists descend. The Warimi people's legends speak of spirits that roam the mountains, and early European settlers added their own tales of missing cattle, abandoned camps, and travelers who never returned. Rangers tell of strange tracks appearing overnight in the snow, too large for any known animal, yet too human to be dismissed. Some hikers have reported seeing figures ahead on the trail, only to watch them dissolve into the mist. Others claim to have felt sudden blasts of icy wind on still days, accompanied by the faint sound of boots crunching snow behind them. Well,
interesting enough, like a lot of cultures have sort of a phenomenon of being spirited away. And that always happens during thick mist, like especially like in the Irish tales, you know, you had to be careful walking through thick mists. Like a lot of the Celts, like the Scots and the Irish and the Welsh, they have like stories of like being spirited. They call it being ferried away. Like you'd get taken away by the fairies if you walked through certain mists alone. And you would like get taken to fairyland. And the Japanese obviously have being spirited away, and that would also happen during thick mist. But in a lot of like cultures, like spiritual or mythological stories, water is sort of like a conduit, sort of like a portal for the realms of the supernatural. So a lot of the time, like bodies of water or mist like that, mist and things like that can be like portals essentially that will like take you to, you know, the realm beyond or something like that. So I mean, I guess you are sort of, if you believe in that type of stuff, supposed to be careful walking through thick mists. I just used to find it annoying. It made my hair frizzy. And basically every morning, if you get up early enough, because I went to high school in the Blue Mountains, when I got up to go to school and walked through, like basically you're walking through the clouds, right? Because it's quite a high altitude and you're walking through essentially the clouds, the mists, and, you know, your hair's just all frizzy and fucked by the time you get to school. And, you know, when you're a teenager, it's awkward enough. You don't want to have frizzy hair on top of everything else.
Most silent nights, you might hear faint, rhythmic knocking. Some say it's snow-laden branches falling. Others believe it's the ghostly signal of lost explorers.
No, it's
forever
not.
Trying to find their way home.
So in these types of forests, there's a frog, and I can't remember what it's called, but the frog makes a banging noise, because I remember the first time I heard it was when my family had moved from Western Sydney to the Blue Mountains, and the frog literally sounds like this. And I can't remember what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta remember, I've got a keyboard. The Australian frog that makes a knocking sound is the striped marsh frog. Its distinctive call is often described as a single short tock or wuck, repeated every few seconds, similar to a tennis ball being hit or a hammer striking an anvil. Don't you think that explains the sound he was just talking about? See, a lot of people that think they're having these spooky experiences, it's just because they literally don't know the animals that live in these places. And look, they are found along the eastern coast of Australia. Where's the Great Dividing Range? Along the eastern coast of Australia. So it's simply like you live in the city, you're not used to the bush. Especially like you don't get many frogs in the city anymore, unfortunately, because the ecosystems aren't healthy. I'm really lucky there's a bunch of creeks near where I live in Melbourne, and there's frogs there all the time, and the councils put like little signs around about the frogs, telling you about what frogs live there, and it's really cool because that means the ecosystem is healthy, right? But yeah, that's that noise that people are hearing in the bush and are thinking it's like something supernatural. There's literally a little frog, this little dude, this little buddy, this little guy. He's just a little guy. He makes it. There he is. Can you see him? It's him. He's making the knocking noise, not a ghost. So calm down, you weirdos. And why are you going camping if you're so scared of everything? Maybe don't go camping if you're a scared cat. Maybe just go for a nice walk during the day and like whatever, because yeah, he's cute. He is pretty cute. But yeah, a lot of places in the city, a lot of people that live in the city don't really see frogs because the ecosystems around the cities, a lot of the times the waterways are too polluted for frogs and people don't know. But yeah, doesn't that sound like the noise that the dude was just describing? It's literally a frog. I think it's literally a frog.
You're never truly alone, even when the world is white and still. 4. Nightcap National Park, the Rainforest Vale, up in the Northern Rivers region. Nightcap National Park is a UNESCO-listed rainforest with waterfalls that tumble like silver veils. But when the sun dips, the canopy closes in, and the forest feels ancient in a way that swallows time. The Bundjalung people hold many sacred sites here, and their stories speak of spirit guardians who patrol the land. Night hikers have described sudden, suffocating darkness, thicker than any natural night, accompanied by the sound of running water, where no stream exists.
Maybe they need to
Some report
wee.
catching glimpses of
Or maybe
pale
someone's
figures
having a wee-wee in
at
the
edge of
bush.
torchlight, watching from behind vines and tree trunks. There are also tales of a glowing woman seen drifting along the forest paths after storms, her gown soaked and dripping, vanishing into the mist before anyone can follow. The deeper trails carry an almost magnetic pull, as though the forest is quietly urging you onward. But those who give in and wander off the marked path sometimes emerge hours or even days later, dazed and unable to remember where they've been. Here, the veil between worlds feels impossibly thin. 3. Morton National Park, the canyon of
Morton.
echoes stretching across the Southern Highlands. Morton National Park is home to deep gorges, hidden caves, and sandstone cliffs that catch the last light like blood orange fire. By day, the park feels open and wild. By night, it becomes a labyrinth of echoing voices. Campers near the Etrima Wilderness report, hearing long, drawn-out calls at night, sometimes words, sometimes screams that bounce between the cliffs in ways that make it impossible to tell where they came from. Some say the voices call their names, luring them toward the canyon edges. Old bushwalking records tell of missing hikers whose last known locations were marked by strange, spiral-shaped rock formations, as if the stones had been deliberately arranged. Local lore suggests the area is haunted by spirits of bushrangers who used the cliffs as hideouts, and whose restless souls now wander the ravines. The wind here seems to carry secrets, and if you stop to listen, you may hear more than you wanted. 2. Yarango Billy, the Snowy River Shadows, hidden within Kosciuszko National Park. The Yarango Billy Caves are surrounded by dense alpine forest that changes character with the seasons. In winter, snow muffles every sound, except the creak of ice-laden branches. In summer, the shadows from the trees grow long and sharp, and the air feels charged with static.
I think this guy pronounced Kosciuszko National Park in a really weird way. Did anyone else catch that? Did he call Kosciuszko like Krashenko National Park or something weird? But yeah, all those places are pretty cool. The Australian bush is very, very beautiful. It's like, the only place in the world that's like it, because basically every flora and fauna species that's in Australia is only in Australia, so.
Visitors have reported hearing whispers from within the cave's words in no known language, and seeing shapes moving deep inside without a source of light. The surrounding forest has its own mysteries, footprints in the snow that start and stop abruptly, the smell of smoke from fires that don't exist, and the occasional sighting of a man in old miner's clothing who disappears if approached. Even scientists who study the cave formations admit that Yarango Billy has an odd presence. Some speculate it's the mix of geology and isolation. Others aren't so sure. Here, the line between natural wonder and supernatural intrusion is razor thin. 1. Dorrigo National Park, the mist that hunts high on the waterfall way.
Dorrigo.
Dorrigo
I know
National Park
Dorrigo.
greets
Yay.
visitors with breathtaking lookouts
I love Dorrigo.
and rainforests so lush it feels primeval. But when the mists roll in, and they often do, the forest becomes something else entirely. The Gumbaingir people have long told of spirits inhabiting these hills, warning that the fog is more than just weather. Walkers caught in it have reported feeling followed. Their footsteps echoed just out of sync. Some claim to have seen figures moving ahead of them, only to vanish into the white. The air here has a strange dampness, clinging to your skin like a living thing. Rangers have spoken of hearing dripping water where there is no source, and of finding strange woven shapes hanging from branches, swaying as though someone or something had placed them there moments before. The mists can roll in without warning, and once they do, the world narrows to just a few feet. Many say that's when you feel it, a presence that seems to circle you, unseen but undeniably close. In Dorigo, the forest doesn't just hide you, it surrounds you, waits for you, and sometimes it takes you. That's all for today.
I
If you
don't
enjoyed
think
this
so.
chilling
I mean, I don't believe any of this. Honestly, I don't think. I'm not saying there's like no ghosts in the Australian bush anywhere. I mean, obviously, there's gonna be a lot of like trauma in the bush from maybe like tribal warfare pre-colonization, and then there's, you know, obviously the way that the convicts were treated, building most of Australia's infrastructure, like early colonial infrastructure. You know, there were people that were literally, you know, worked to death building like the early roadways and things like that. Like, I'm not gonna say there's no ghosts, but I think a lot of these things are just people just not used to solitude and not used to like the sounds of the bush, and so they don't know what things are. They hear a possum growling and they're like, oh, it's, you know, blah blah blah, or they hear a frog that makes that banging noise, that, you know, that thwack noise, and they're like, oh, something's coming to get me. And it's like, well, no, you just don't know. You just don't know what the animals in the bush sound like. I think that's a lot of it. Anyway. Oh, that video was from True Creepy Experiences. And gonna give it a like. Gonna give it a subscription, a subscribe. Alright? Do I want to join the channel? No, don't push your luck, mate.